I think I'm going to make a lot of people mad today because I've got to go against the grain. The consensus is that Danhausen can do no wrong, and, well, I am not liking this current storyline. In fact, I hate it. Now, that doesn't mean I hate Danhausen. No, very much enjoy the Danhausen character. But this storyline, it's kind of, has it jumped the shark, or has it, it's just gone a little too far for me. We'll talk about that and so much more in your one take, one shot SmackDown review. It was a pre-taped, but thankfully I was not spoiled, so you get my gut reaction immediately following the show. You get to know how I feel without looking up other YouTubers and repurposing their opinions. And if you want to win this belt right here, I'm gonna give it away. So if you don't unsubscribe because of my opinion on Danhausen's segment tonight, well, then you can win it. All you gotta do is comment below, be a subscriber, and then at 30,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job, you can win. It's not a toy, it's a replica, and I'll ship it anywhere in the world for free. It's a bribe, trying to bribe you so I can quit that day job. All right, let's start off with Trick Williams and Little Yachty. Very happy that Trick came out. I guess he wasn't here last week because he was getting married. He made the smart decision and didn't get a tattoo wedding ring. Yeah, so Trick Williams, he's married, and, congratulations. It's always weird to me when the wrestlers announce their marriage. Now, I get it. I guess in today's day and age where social media is just so prevalent and everybody knows everything, I mean, heck, Unreal Season 3 is happening, so I guess I get it. I'm just an old school stickler sometimes, and it's just weird for me, especially because Lash is a bad guy, and Trick, at this point, is not. But, congratulations, you two lovebirds. And Trick Williams did do a really good babyface promo tonight. Little Yachty, I'm starting to feel like I kind of wouldn't mind if Little Yachty and Trick Williams parted ways. I want to hear more of Trick. I don't want this to be a 50-50 relationship. I liked it better when Little Yachty was like 10% of the act and Trick was 90% of the act, but now it seems like more 50-50. Although I will say Little Yachty was important tonight because Ricky Saints comes out. Now, Ricky Saints is not as good as Trick Williams on the microphone, but tonight I did see a lot of progress. I know one of Ricky Saints' big time attributes I don't even know. One of the things he's known for is his gift to gab. I've not been really impressed with Ricky Saints on the microphone since joining the main roster, but tonight I saw that he was improving, so maybe he had to get some nerves out, but he did do a good job tonight. And I really liked at one point, he said, if I won the belt, do I get him with it? And he pointed to Little Yachty. Little Yachty was like, no, man, you're not, I would never work with you. And then he basically just cheap shotted Little Yachty, which I thought was hilarious. And then he ran away. And Trick goes to check on Little Yachty, and then he runs back in and hits Trick Williams. So I really like that. That was good heel work from Ricky Saints. So tonight was the first time that I took notice of Ricky Saints and was like, yeah, okay, cool. Maybe Ricky has what it takes to be on the main roster. So good job, Ricky Saints. Trick Williams, just a great good guy right now. He has lost some of his edge from being a heel, but that's understandable. Honestly, it's very hard to have that same level of edge going from a bad guy to a babyface. He's done a good job becoming a babyface. He just lost a little bit of the edge, but still really like Trick Williams. Then we go to Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss versus B-Fab and Michin, and like a miracle of miracles, B-Fab got a win and got a pinfall victory over Tiffany Stratton. Now, the matchup is going on, and Jade Cargill does come out of nowhere and pushes Tiffany off the ring rope, and that will allow B-Fab to get the win. But, like, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen B-Fab win. And believe it or not, I am actually a B-Fab fan. She had a triple threat, like, a year or two ago for the Queen of the Ring. She lost it, but I was like, wow, I was very impressed with B-Fab, like, a year or two ago. And then they never did anything with her again. So, like, I actually mildly popped for her to actually win. I feel bad for Michin, who, like, you know, is always kind of overlooked, but I was happy for B-Fab. The crazy thing also is, they start to beat up Tiffany Stratton. And then Chelsea Green runs out. She hits Meacham with the kendo stick. She gets in the ring, but she loses the kendo stick because she didn't, like, hold it the proper way. And it's like, uh-oh. No, she attacked B-Fab on the outside of the ring. So now she's in the ring. She's like, uh-oh. And Meacham goes to attack her. She moves out of the way. And then we have Jade Cargill goes to attack her. And she moves out of the way. And Chelsea Green standing tall over the baddies. Now, normally, I would not like that. It was almost, it like kind of reminded me of when Sami Zayn did it to the MFTs last year, and I did not like that at all. One person taking on a faction, but for some reason, this was like the exception to the rule. And don't say it's because I'm a Jade Cargill hater. In fact, I love Jade Cargill, but I feel like Chelsea Green knows how, it was like more, it was just like circumstances and comedy a little bit here and there that allowed it to happen. So, like, I was okay with it. Now, I wouldn't want to see Chelsea Green be able to one-up the entire faction next week, but tonight, they made it work, and I did appreciate it. And what I liked about this also was Jade Cargill will get her revenge because she goes up to Nick Aldis and she's like, I want a match with Chelsea tonight. Now, she will have a match with Chelsea, and the thing is, I was like sure that Tiffany Stratton was just going to help her win because, you know, she came out and saved Tiffany Stratton. But no, Jade just won. And when Jade beat Chelsea Green, she had a very bored look on her face, which was great heel work. So I think, honestly, I kind of like how they're positioning Chelsea to get into that main event scene. I really hope they trust her with the main title sooner than later. By the end of the year, I would love to see Chelsea Green with a title shot. She's now mixing it up with the main event scene. Yeah, she's still like, I would still consider her mid-card, but now she's like mid-card in the main event scene. So, like, that's progress. And then Jade Cargill, I think, what happened? She starts to beat up Chelsea more, but then we have Tiffany and Alexa Bliss run in. The baddies, they fight some more, and I think when it's all said and done, the baddies are standing tall again, so I guess Tiffany will probably win at Night of Champions, but they are looking very dominant. They have done a good job at keeping Jade Cargill strong after losing her title. I do appreciate that. I think we should have probably had Rhea Ripley do something tonight, you know, being that Queen of the Ring is right here and the winner gets to choose a champion. In fact, if Liv Morgan wins the opportunity, she has to go after Rhea Ripley. So Rhea Ripley should have been here tonight. I get it. Rhea has probably an injury, but we could have done some kind of interview segment. You know, but whatever, not the end of the world. We will have, let's see what we got. Chelsea Green, MFTs. They have now left Solo Sikoa. They said the tribal elders said we needed to leave, so this was not exactly the MFT decision, although they were mad that Solo had gone to Raw to interfere and his obsession with Roman Reigns. But my question is this: the fact that the tribal elders said to them, you need to now leave Solo. What tribal elders? Are there two tribal elders? Because the island is Samoan, and actually Tamatonga and Tongaloa and Tamatonga, Talatonga, they are not Samoan. They're from the island of Tongan, which is like, and their dad is Haku. Haku is an honorary member of the Anawai family, but he's not exactly Anawai. If I'm correct, I can't fully I'm getting there's a lot of the lineage to remember, but I do know that they're from different islands. So I don't know if the Tongans have their own tribal chief, or if we're talking about the tribal chief of the whole, like, the Bloodline dynasty. If that's the case, then why didn't the tribal chief interfere last year or 2 years ago when Solo and Roman were at civil war with each other? I think we're supposed to just forget that. Either way, the Tongans are now out. And Solo's like, oh man, I got nobody. And that will then lead to LA Knight pulling up. He pulls up. He goes to the ring, and he's like, what's going on here, Solo Sikoa? Solo comes out. They start talking, and the crowd is really into LA Knight. They're really into Solo Sikoa. LA Knight's like, you are probably going to go. Like, why did you help me? I see Jay, I see Jimmy, I see Jacob all siding with Roman, and Roman's done worse to them. Why did you help me? Why would I trust you? And Solo's like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and I hate them. I just hate them all. And LA Knight's like, yeah, I'm not going to trust you. And then LA Knight leaves. I love that LA Knight just came out to be like, yeah, I'm not going to trust you. LA Knight has gone up to Seth Rollins and said, you probably need some help, but it's not going to come from me. He goes up to Solo Sikoa. Yeah, you're probably going to need some help, or I need some help, but it's not going to come from you. So it's like LA Knight is he's a man unto himself. Solo's a man unto himself. And I wouldn't mind that, actually. I wouldn't mind Solo Sikoa and LA Knight together. It was a very entertaining segment, though. I do recommend going and watching that. Later, Solo will get interviewed again, and they'll be like, well, you got nobody. Royce Keys will come up to him, and he's like, Jacob's going to come for you. And Solo's like, you going to help? Huh? You going to help? But he kind of did it with attitude, so Royce Keys was like, yeah, whatever. So if Solo would have been maybe nicer about it, he probably could have got Royce Keys' help in that moment. It seemed like Royce Keys was like testing the waters, but Solo, old habits die hard. Solo is like walking that line of he's a bad guy about to turn babyface. I really hope they turn him babyface. Him being a heel really, really dampers his personality. He is so likable. And super young still under 35. So I would really like if we could get Solo as a babyface. Although the crowd still doesn't know what to do. Oh, yay, we love you, LA Knight. Yay, we love you, Solo. Then they start trash talking Roman Reigns. OTC. The crowd's just gonna crowd. The stadium or the arena definitely not sold out. A lot of blacked out areas on the in the arena. Now the World Cup was going on Tuesday and stuff, so that probably had something to do with it, but probably something to do with TKO overpricing fans, even in Europe now. It's starting to, fans even in Europe are starting to not pay those extravagant prices, and I applaud you, because that is the best way to get the TKO machine to lower prices. Just don't go. War Raiders, they got into a segment with Damian Priest and R-Truth. R-Truth, he acted like he called them luchadors because they're the Triple H champion. Damian Priest said SmackDown is just full of tag teams. No, they're not. But the War Raiders why don't we just go, our title versus your titles, and I'd run your takes all. It's like, wouldn't it be cool if AAA, that promotion, could actually have their wrestlers be the champions? That would be cool. But yeah, so probably not soon. Looks like R-Truth is about to become the AAA tag team champion with Damian Priest. Paige beat JC Jane. I mean, I don't man, when Fatal Influence came onto the scene, they were like, I was like, yeah, the future has arrived. You know, Trick Williams had just become U.S. champion. Oba Femi had just beaten Brock Lesnar. It's like, we have arrived. The next generation is here. And then JC Jane had one good month, and we've done squat with them since. Paige wins. I get it. It's her hometown. But then give Paige someone else to beat. Because, like, I don't understand Fatal Influence. They lost their tag team championship. Now their leader's losing. It's like JC Jane, like, I don't know. She's had such a hot start. It's so disappointing. So disappointing. Sami Zayn does have an interview backstage, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to redeem myself. I'm loving the Sami Zayn character. Loving the Sami Zayn character. I'm the last good guy. I'm just righteous. The Wrestle Don said that all we need now is Sami Zayn to start calling himself the underdog again, and he should. He should be like, yeah, I'm walking into this triple threat the underdog. Nobody thinks I can do it, but you know what? I'm the underdog from the underground. But he's doing it in his heel, condescending kind of way. Wow, that would be great. Heel Sami Zayn. Love him. And then we had Rey Fenix versus Nathan Frazier. This was a cruiserweight bout. I think, did Corey Graves or Michael Cole like, we got the best cruiserweights in all of wrestling? No, you don't. These two had a great match, but WWE does not treat the cruiserweights very well. Historically, I can think of many other places where there are more cruiserweights being treated better with storylines and stuff. That said, Rey Fenix, Nathan Frazier, it was a good match, but, nothing to, in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be forgettable because there's no real storyline attached to it. And then Rey Fenix showed him some respect because that's what we do in WWE. We respect everybody. He respected him. The Danhausen stuff. Okay, so here we go. This is where everybody tells me that I'm a grown man and that it's funny and that I'm a grown man crashing out over wrestling, that it's funny, get a life. They tell me how The Miz probably wants to do something like, okay, whatever, here it is. Like, comedy is subjective. You are allowed to love this segment, and I'm allowed to hate this segment, and I absolutely hate it. It's like Jump the Shark. Now, I loved everything up until The Miz shocked himself a couple weeks ago. In fact, when The Miz shocked himself even, I liked that. But then the following week, when Kit Wilson shocked himself, I started getting worried. And now I see a catatonic Miz and Danhausen walking around like they've been lobotomized, and Michael Cole on commentary every 5 minutes reminding me how funny this is. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I know. I do understand what wrestling is. Believe it or not, I've seen an episode or two of wrestling, and this reminds me of, this is the stuff that I would not want to show people. I have liked Danhausen. I've loved his stuff with the Knicks. I've loved his stuff. I loved his clone machine even. So there is a fine line, and I can even appreciate campiness. But this has gone too far for me. Oh, Chop, it's just, it's fake. Yeah, I know. You know how I know it's fake? Because WWE lobotomizes their wrestlers and want to shove it in my face. One of the best parts of watching, the Marvel movies, Infinity Wars, they treat it like it's real. In the MCU, and during Infinity Wars and Endgame, never once did they try to expose themselves as not as fake. They just presented it as real, and that's what I like, actually, when wrestling presents itself as real. Because, you know what? People are going to be like, oh, grown man crashing out about wrestling. Okay, well, you're a grown man or woman crashing out about a grown man crashing out about wrestling. So, who's the bigger idiot? Difference is, I know I'm an idiot, and I'm okay with that. But so, this just was not for me. I don't like it. Plus, now Danhausen's move is he can just get the pyro to go. We need to explain that by having someone actually like he pays off somebody. And I know he did one time, but Nick Aldis should look into that. Nick Aldis shouldn't be allowing someone to pay somebody. Yeah, this is just like, I need it to be within the realm of plausibility. In the realm of plausibility, in the realm of, okay, maybe this could be a real curse, or maybe it could be just a coincidence that the Knicks won 13 out of 14 matches. You know what I mean? It's like, it just has to be some realism here. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to really tell you. But it's okay if you like it at the same time. It's like 100% okay if you like it, but I just don't. And it's 100% okay if I don't like it. And it's 100% okay if you don't like Jey Uso. And it's 100% okay if you do like Jey Uso. It's just subjective. But don't try to talk me out of it by saying, oh, it's just wrestling, and wrestling is just fun. Fine. You know what would be fun? You know what would be fun? If we let Tozawa go and beat Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, and then Roman Reigns. That would be so much fun. Oh, but that wouldn't be believable. That wouldn't be believable. But, like, you're telling me, though, that shocking The Miz and and shocking Kit Wilson, that's believable? You see what I'm saying? You see? Like, yeah. Like, you have to have some semblance of realism in all this. So, yes, I did like Garza, though. Garza did a really good job here, like, being really intense, because they came out and they started wailing. So Danhausen comes out with Miz and Kit Wilson, and he starts wailing on those two, the Garza. And then they're about to beat up Danhausen because Danhausen owes them money, but then Zack Ryder comes out and protects Danhausen. We have ourselves a match, and I just love the intensity of Largaza. Unfortunately, they did lose because Danhausen did his curse, and when one of the Largaza guys was on the ring post, and that's when the pyro attacked him. So yeah, not my cup of tea. But if it's your cup of tea, drink on. Have some lemon with that tea. Go for it. You know, some sugar plums. And then we had our final, Julia fought Kiana James, and I was surprised they let Julia win. I thought they were going to give it to Kiana James. She won clean, but then she was instantly attacked by Monroe. Oh man, I'm forgetting her name right. Blake Monroe. So, like, Julia just can't catch a break. I kind of wish they would have put Blake Monroe on Monday Night Raw. It seems like the SmackDown women's division is stacked, and they could use some people over there on Raw. But yeah, you know, no real complaints. She did. What was Cesaro's thing? The Cesaro's move, not Claudio in AEW, but Cesaro's move, the neutralizer, was that it? That's her move now. So Blake is officially here. And then we go to our main event segment, and I really like this main event segment. So Cody Rhodes, he comes out, whoa, then Sami comes out, and Sami's like, man, I'm just so sorry that it's come to this, and then Cody's like, enough, you wanted this, and it's like, yeah, of course he wanted this, but he's like, and then he's like, you've been scheming or this or that. And then Sami's like, yeah, well, if you want to get real, because Cody was like, I don't understand. You're friends with Kevin Owens? Kevin would at least stab me in my face. You want to stab me in my back. And then Sami's like, don't you ever talk about Kevin Owens? And you know what? Let's get real. The only reason why you're still champion is because of me. And then Gunther comes out. He's like, yeah, you know what? That is true. But Sami, let's be honest. You're a non-entity. Excuse me. He's the one that ended your Intercontinental title reign 666 days. So yeah, he's not a non-entity when it comes to you, Gunther. Let's just be real here. So they're kind of arguing, and then Jey Uso comes out. Jey Uso starts eating. Jey Uso he's on the verge of being able to blend his right-hand man character with his yeet character. It seems like he's not been able to do both. He could either be yeet or he could be the right-hand man. Lately, I have seen those two characters starting to blend more together. He yeets, but then he's about to run it back, but Gunther's like, no, we're not running it back. We're not doing that. I wish Oba had done that on Monday Night Raw, but Jey, he recovered pretty well, too. He's like, nobody wants to yeet with you anyways, Gunther. And then he's like, Sami, if you win, you're my dog, but bow, warning shot. Cody, if you win, bow, warning shot. Gunther, no warning shot. I'm just going to beat you like I did at WrestleMania 41. And so, then they start, and then Gunther just hits him. Gunther just nails him, and I love that. We're done talking. We don't need all the talking. Let's just hit each other and have some animosity and hatred, and I like that. And then they all kind of fight. We have Sami gets involved, he gets taken out. We have Gunther get involved, he gets taken out. But then Oba Femi comes. Jey takes out Cody real quick. Loved that. Jey, because Cody and Jey are friends, but he just takes him out. Reminded me of when Shawn Michaels super kicked Triple H in I think it was Survivor Series triple threat match against John Cena. Yeah, they're friends, but what's more important than friendship? The title belt. And Jey super kicked Cody, but then Gunther attacked Jey, and then he squares up with Oba Femi. Is like, ooh, this is enticing. Gunther has lost a lot of his aura, but it's still enticing to see Gunther versus Oba. Then Sami attacks Gunther. Then Cody attacks Sami. And then when Cody's getting his belt up, Oba's standing tall over him. He looks up, and I'm like, oh, please, Oba. Hit Cody Rhodes. But no, Cody just does that thing where he lifts up his championship, and we fade to black. So I like that, though. I like the final segment because it just showed, like, Jey could win, Oba could win, Gunther could win, Sami could win, Cody could win. It does make it seem like all 5 participants have a chance at this. So, like, kudos right there. Everybody had a stare down with Oba. Jey got involved with everybody. All 3 of the participants. Good stuff right there. Now, I didn't like everything in this show, but I did like the show overall. Like, it's almost like when you take each individual segment, it's like, I'm not sure, but when it's the whole show, I'm gonna give it the final. I really like that final segment. I'm gonna give it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, go watch the final segment with all the main event players, and watch the LA Knight solo stuff. Match of the night would probably be the Nathan Frazier Phoenix match, but it was very inconsequential. And if you and maybe go check out the Danhausen stuff and let me know what your feelings on it. I'm not liking it, but I would love to know if you are liking it. So there you go, boys, gals. See ya, bye.